As we breathe in spirit. And as we breathe out love. Remembering in this moment that spirit and the life of spirit expressing is the only thing happening. Each one of us, that wonderful, beautiful, loving expression of spirit. Each one of us, one with spirit, and therefore one with one another. Each in that connection. I recognize today that love is what binds us in our community. It's the glue that holds us together. Even when things appear in disarray, there is an underlying current of love and wholeness, strength, resilience that comes from being connected to community and spirit. I'm so thankful today to be here, to be in community. Looking forward to Reverend Diana, knowing that I hear exactly what I need. Knowing that as I stay open to change and to looking at those sides of myself that may not seem wonderful, I know that I am becoming more and more of my divine self, the self that might be hidden. So knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly and in perfect timing for each one of us, I release my prayer, knowing that it is active, it is powerful, and it is already manifesting. And together we say that, we affirm this by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Cherie. Thank you. Beautiful opening to our morning together. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. If you're new with us here, either in the room or online this morning, my name's Reverend Diana Johnson, and I'm the pastor and spiritual director here at Mystic Heart Spiritual Center. We're an independent interfaith community, and we teach universal principles and practical spirituality. So we begin our Taizé this morning in musical prayer.
Welcome home to your mystic heart. Lay aside whatever came before. Let your own intuition
power of love is within me, within each one of us right now. Forever working for the good of all beings, bringing rebirth, bringing renewal. We settle into the stillness of this moment, acknowledging the love within us, bringing our awareness to the heart center. And as we inhale, feeling that expansion, the love expanding within our hearts. Feeling the light of spirit fill the heart to overflowing and making its way out into the rest of the body. Making its way into the room by means of our bodies. Making its way into the world by means of our lives. We are surrounded and held in an atmosphere of divine love. Love is our inherent nature, the truth of who we are, the truth of all creation, no matter the appearances of our world. Love unites us, is an invisible force for good, a force of connection. All of life created in love. Every human being, every other than human creature, everything we see in any direction we look, plants, the soil, beautiful rain, water, all of the water of the earth, expressions of Spirit's inexhaustible love. Seeing our connection now with what lies beyond this planet, reaching out into the cosmic mystery. All is God's love taken form. It all shines with the divine light of Spirit. One life, one light. Take a moment to just breathe in that sense of deep connection. As a human expression, I am that love. Love's creative potential is forever alive in me and in you. What an amazing gift. In humility and gratitude, I acknowledge and give thanks for this amazing experience. Living a human life on this beautiful planet at this time in our history. I give thanks for my connection with all that is, and for my awareness that this is so. My consciously chosen response in this lifetime is to give love in kind. To offer the love that I am in every possible direction. I think, speak, and act from love, knowing that by every thought, intention, word, and deed, I am aiding in the rebirth that is happening in our world. My artistic expression of love leaves the world a more beautiful place. It honors the Creator as it does the creation. This month our contemplations are centered in the way of love. And this morning I would like to share a reflection, a meditative reflection from Mariann Williamson's A Return to Love. When we were born, we were programmed perfectly. We had a natural tendency to focus on love. Our imaginations were flourishing, and we knew how to use them. We were connected to a world much richer than the one we connect to now. A world full of enchantment and a sense of the miraculous. But soon, we were taught to focus elsewhere. We were taught to think unnaturally. We were taught a way of looking at the world that contradicts who we are. We were taught to think thoughts like competition, struggle, sickness, limitation, guilt, scarcity, and loss. We began to think these thoughts, so we began to know them. We were taught that grades and being good enough and doing things the right way are more important than love. We were taught that we are separate from other people, that we have to compete to get ahead, that we're not quite good enough the way we are. Fear is what we learned here. Love is what we were born with. The spiritual journey is the relinquishment or unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love back into our hearts. Love is the essential, existential fact. It is our ultimate reality and our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of it, to experience it in ourselves and others, is the meaning of life. Love is who we are, and love is what we're here for. Nothing else is real, and nothing else matters. We experience love as kindness, giving, mercy, compassion, peace, joy, acceptance and non-judgment, joining, and intimacy. What is fear? It is our world of darkness, our shared lovelessness, our individual and collective hells. When fear is expressed, we recognize it as abuse, anger, disease, pain, greed, addiction, selfishness, corruption, violence, and war. But love cannot be destroyed. It can only be covered over. The world we knew as children is still buried in our minds and our hearts. The truth does not stop being the truth just because we stop looking at it. Love has just become clouded over or surrounded by mental mists. That's what a miracle is, a parting of those mists. A decision to see love where we had seen fear before. It is a shift in perception. It is a return to love.
It has been said that there are two approaches to understanding God, the via positiva and the via negativa. The first focuses on what we can know of God and affirm about Spirit. The second emphasizes the transcendent mystery of the divine. We cannot know what God is, but we can grow our understanding by exploring what God is not. Affirmative prayer, gratitude practices, and singing God's praises are examples of the via positiva. We celebrate and build on the good in our lives. And when we release unhealthy thought and behavior patterns, let go of our preferences and opinions, and accept that we will never fully understand infinite Spirit, we practice the via negativa. As Mariann Williamson wrote, babies are born into a state of perfect unity, one with Mother, one with Spirit, with all that is. Infants are pure divine Spirit, divine love in human form. But over time, our innocence gets covered over by feelings of separation, limitation, fear. We begin to look for love out there. We've forgotten that it's within us. The positive way assures us that our true nature is divine love. The negative way is how we peel away the layers of deceit that dim our light. The more belief in separation, fear, and scarcity we get rid of, the brighter our light shines, the purer our love is, and the more we grow into our authentic self. As we share our 3 minutes of silent shared contemplation this morning, I invite you to bring all your faith to bear on the truth that you are divine love. You are resplendent light. You are the beloved offspring of the Most High God. Centered in that knowing, begin to peel away all that is not spirit. Fear, doubt, unworthiness, and discard it. Don't deny that those feelings exist. Just deny that they have any power over you. You no longer let them hide your light or diminish your love. Holy Spirit of love, thank you for your blessed assurance that I am one with you and with each of these blessed souls who worship here with me. Thank you for the courage to release false ideas about myself and to embrace my own divinity. May we always have faith that love, peace, and the unity we seek already lie deep within us. In the old Hebrew myth, our native state of pure, innocent love is referred to as the Garden of Eden. We are one with our Creator, with the earth, and with one another. The Via Negativa invites us to unlearn duality, to see beyond what seems to be, so that we may perceive the truth, that the garden is within us and all around us. As Reverend Diana resumes her Taizé meditation this morning, we allow her inspiration to open our hearts even further, to encourage us and empower us on our journey back to the garden, on our return to love.
Beautiful rainfall this morning reminds us that very soon spring will be upon us. A time of rebirth and renewal, new life springing from the earth, and an opportunity for new life to be born in the hearts and minds of each one of us. Many of the branches of the Christian faith celebrate a season of Lent, a time for releasing what no longer serves, and embracing and celebrating new life. It is a contemplative time of year that invites us inward to consider and connect with the love that brought us here, with the love that we are and have to offer the world. In the stillness, as we go inward, the God of our understanding is never far away. Whatever we know Spirit to be, however we perceive our relationship with the divine, we know it to be a calming and comforting presence. In the words of Alfred Lord Tennyson, God is always closer than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. The process of spiritual unfolding that happens during the Lenten season is reflected in nature. This sacred time offers us the opportunity to seek out and let go of what no longer serves us, much like clearing old growth and weeds in a garden. It is a period of reflection and release that makes way for divine order and process to bring newness into our lives. As we welcome this transformation, we surely will prosper a beautiful harvest within ourselves. This internal blossoming extends beyond us, enveloping our communities and the world with the fruits of our labor and love. In embracing this cycle of letting go and renewal, we align with the divine rhythm and contribute to the flourishing of the collective garden of humanity. We close this morning in prayer. I settle myself once again in the loving presence of the One Source. I sense and know my oneness with that presence. I am love embodied. Love is my inherent nature. It is who and what I am. It is why I'm here. My thoughts, words, and actions reflect and express only love. In this holy moment, I return to love. As I move through my week, I return again and again and again to love. I celebrate and rejoice in the love that fills me to overflowing, always available and freely given. I release that love into the world, serving as a willing conduit for divine love. And I am grateful that as I release this prayer, it is fulfilled. Wholeness is restored. I am at peace. And so it is. Amen.
As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. 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 I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love, cover me. May my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love cover me, light any darkness. Love cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love.
So we begin to bring our awareness back to our bodies, to this space, to our community. And as you feel ready to gently open your eyes and take in what's before you, maybe take a peek around. All of the beautiful love that surrounds you here this morning. Chosen family, should you choose it for yourself. And as we close our Taizé meditation this morning, we offer the opportunity for you to share of your financial good in support of the work that we're doing in the world, in our community, right here and beyond. And if you're joining us online, you can go to mysticheart.org and you'll find a donate button or a mailing address. We're an independent, self-supporting organization, and your financial gifts are what make it possible for us to provide a sacred, safe space, a loving place, beautiful space for us to gather many times every week. As we engage in the sacred practice of circulation, know with me that love is still, even in these challenging times, it is still and always will be the answer.
Hey, it's Jason here in a fake fur hat. A couple of weeks ago, I asked people to point their cameras into the direction of love. And if you want to know what love is, well, check this out.
The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? To learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. The answer. Love, 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 love.
all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. And the question that sits on everyone's lips is why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. The question I'll ask at the end of my days is, what did I give and what will I take? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart and your dreams have been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love is still the answer.
It gets me every time. And so we thank you for your gifts. I know that these are the gifts of Spirit, but that they flow through you. That it is your choice to share what you have with this community so that we can then continue our work and our sharing in the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is. So feel free, if you wish, to grab a cup of something hot and mingle a bit. And then when you hear Eddie Watkins start singing, come on back. Come together for a conscious conversation. Before we do all that, we're going to sing you out of this room with a soul's blessing.
May your soul always find what it's looking for. May your heart always lead the way. May you live harmony, and may love always fill your day. May your path be strewn with happiness, may success find you everywhere. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayer. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayer.
God bless you. Thank you for being here.
We come together in the name of love, feeling and hearing and seeing all the love that's in the room right now. I simply know that this love is God's expression as each one of us, as our community, as we come together. Looking forward to this time together in this conscious conversation of love, knowing that each one of us hears and knows the thing that we need for our next stage of growth. Knowing that it's unique for each one of us as we tune in to the voice of Spirit coming through the words of Reverend Diana. In this space of love and gratitude, I simply release my prayer, knowing that it is perfect, already complete in the mind of God, powerful and active. We affirm this prayer by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you again, Cherie.
Thank you.
Beautiful prayer. Could you hand Barbara her copy,
Oh, sure.
please? Good morning, welcome,
We
or
recycle this too.
welcome back. And thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
If you're new with us here this morning online, my name is Diana Johnson. I'm pastor and spiritual director at Mystic Heart Spiritual Center, an independent interfaith community that teaches universal principles and practical spirituality. And I'd just like to welcome you home to your own Mystic Heart and to our community as well. So let's get my tongue working first, and then our conversation started by joining our voices together, giving our bodies a chance to wake up a little bit. So feel free to get up and move if you want to. Goodness knows I do.
Welcome to the Mystic Heart. Join the celebration. Lift your voice and sing your part. Make this affirmation. Spirit made us family with loving hearts to share. Together we are joyfully practicing the possible through prayer.
And everything's possible through prayer.
Mystic Heart.
All right, that was your warm-up. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. right, our love song for the month of March for the Conscious Conversation. Y'all remember this song? Of course. But the words, just in case you don't know it. Here we go.
You better bring it, Chris.
You better bring it, Chris. Bring it on.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can hide. And it goes stealing through the moonlit night. Let your love just let your love grow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you with all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. Now there's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when the love light shine all around us. Let that wonder take you into space and hold you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. And let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. And let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. And let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. And let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. Let your love flow.
All right.
Yes. So let's take a moment to consciously engage the body and feel the spirit as it's, I don't know, mine's kind of vibrating after that right now. Fully engaged as we share in our practice for a love-soaked world. Take a deep breath. Just feeling the presence of love moving through. Feel and know with me a world in which all humans are living from their deepest wisdom, their most generous nature, thoughtful of the impact of their thoughts, words, and actions, the impact that those thoughts, words, and actions have on the world, on one another, on the community, on the planet. Remembering that every every thought, word, and action does have an impact, leave an imprint. We're living in peace in this world of our creation. We're living in peace in our homes and our neighborhoods and as a global community. We've outgrown war. We've outgrown violence and all appearances of separation. This is a world where all needs are met gracefully and easily, because we have learned to live according to that generous nature, where all beings have plenty of nourishing food, warm, comfortable, and affordable housing, a sense of safety and belonging. A world where mental and physical health, education, and healthy relationships are ensured by social systems that are grounded in integrity and wholeness, where honesty and transparency are the rule of the day. We're creating a world where each person is valued as the unique individual that they are, where authenticity and vulnerability are welcomed and celebrated. A world where loving relationships are the norm and each person is free to love as they choose.
Amen.
A world where there are no walls or boundaries to divide us, where all are welcome. Sense and know with me a world where the peace we cultivate within ourselves shows up as a world free of hatred or violence. Feel the loving connection to each other and to Mother Earth. Our ways of living support her, and she supports us in this new world. We are creating that world where you can step out and smell the pure, fresh air, no matter where you are. Where the water and food are safe and healthy, offering nourishment no matter where you live. Throughout this time of deep transformation, this community stands as an open and welcoming place for all who seek support, belonging, and a sense of family. This community redefines church as a place of self-discovery, authenticity, kindness, compassion, friendship, and love. And as we serve in this way, we are guided to the truth that lies within every heart. Stand with me now in this imaginal realm, the realm of infinite possibility, where our prayers and visions take form. And feel the peace, the joy, and the love that surround us, that fill us to overflowing. We are bringing this world forth with our thoughts and intentions, our feelings, our words and actions right now. I offer gratitude and thanksgiving to the great mystery of the universe, trusting in its creative power and divine process to bring our shared vision to life. In humility, I let it be. I release my word to the one who gets it done, and so it is. Amen. I liked all of what Lucinda did last week. Thank you, my dear, for being here in my absence. I liked particularly well a few of her chosen words. So I rewrote my whole thing for the month anyway, but I did steal a few words from yours last week. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to begin a little differently this morning. We are going to have a conversation. But if you were here with us for Taizé this morning, you'll know that our topic for the reflection and the conversation this morning is a return to love. I think that's a really appropriate topic in these times. It feels a little crazy out there right now to me. I don't know about you, but it feels a little crazy out there. And as I was writing for this morning's gathering, I came across a blog written by someone that I truly respect and follow. He has chosen to use his ministerial voice to call out the injustices in our world. And he was challenging ministers everywhere to do the same from the pulpit, stating that not doing so was an act of fear or cowardice. I still appreciate the work that he is doing, and I still follow him daily. I respect his opinion, and I disagree with him wholeheartedly. I think there may be some who are afraid of the negative impact that speaking out might have, and that for those reasons they do not speak. My reasons and my approach are different. It's not grounded in fear or in cowardice. It's grounded in love. Each week, I seek to offer a safe space where all are welcome, which means that someone might walk through the door that might be hurt or offended by a political stance spoken from the pulpit. I seek to offer a space where we can make a kind of pilgrimage, should we choose, every week, where we can make a return to love. And this means that we come together celebrating what we share in common, rather than accentuating our differences. We all have access to the media. We are free to keep up on as much news as we choose to. For me, Sunday morning is a time to shift our focus, not to put our heads in the sand. It is a time to set aside our fears and give our whole hearts to love. It is a time to refocus. It is a radical act of courage to see only love in a world so immersed in fear. It is in no way a cop-out. It does not mean I'm not paying attention or that I don't care. This work of loving everyone as God does is not for sissies, not for cowards. If you know me, you know I am a person of action. I maintain my faith and my optimism in the world. And in the future, I'm going to hang on to this. I do this by putting this body to work in the world, serving the community, serving in the world, serving the planet, using the gifts that I've been given to use. That's my chosen path. And I invite others, should they be called, to do the same in whatever ways they're called. I serve as a guide to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, whatever mine is to share. I support others in making the deep dive to find the truth of who they have come here to be. I grow a garden. I support others who want to do the same. I take those gardens with friends into micro-shelters and other places. I take part in community service, committed to serving the unhoused and the working poor. I use my dollars to vote locally. I support what I want to see more of by spending, or I choose to, and I refrain from spending in the places that have practices that I cannot support. I'm honored and humbled to be called to these services and practices. It's my prayer that my life can somehow serve as an example for others, that speaking my disapproval of world events is unnecessary, because what I believe can be witnessed in my actions. That is my goal. Mariann Williamson said, "Our worldly problems are actually just symptoms of the real problem, which is always a lack of love." I have complete faith that absolutely everything happening in our world today is either an act of love or a cry out for love. I trust in the divine process to turn all things to good. That no matter where you look, there are blessings to be found. We're in a time of deep change. I feel a lot of sadness at what I'm seeing and hearing. But I will not be pulled down into that sadness. It is a time of profound transformation right now. Sometimes growth is messy. And so we gather here, whether it's Sundays or whatever we're doing here, or when we're together anywhere, not to be reminded of the chaos and the suffering that's happening in our world, but to ground ourselves in Spirit's wisdom and guidance. To take the time each week to make a return to love. I honor each of you for your unique ways of answering your own personal call to love. And I'm so grateful and blessed to have your companionship on this journey. So thank you for hearing me. I really had to sit with that blog. Coward. Don't think so. I don't think so. If you were here today, again at Taizé, you know that today we're looking at a return to love, from which I got the title of this morning's, where her book, back up. I'm shaken up a little bit. Mariann Williamson's book, A Return to Love, is where I got the title for today's topic. It was a pretty powerful passage that I shared, and so I'm going to read it one more time. It's a little bit lengthy, but I think it's worthwhile. Once I get that through, then we're going to start a conversation, I promise. All right. So when we were born, she says, when we were born, we were programmed perfectly. We had a natural tendency to focus on love. Our imaginations were flourishing, and we knew how to use them. We were connected to a world much richer than the one we connect to now, a world full of enchantment and a sense of the miraculous. But soon, we were taught to focus elsewhere. We were taught to think unnaturally. We were taught a way of looking at the world that contradicts who we are. We were taught to think thoughts like competition, struggle, sickness, limitation and guilt, death, scarcity, loss. We began to think them, and then we began to know them. We were taught that grades and being good enough and doing things the right way are more important than love. We were taught that we are separate from other people, that we have to compete to get ahead, and that we're not quite good enough the way we are. Fear is what we learned here. Love is what we were born with. The spiritual journey is the relinquishment or unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love back into our hearts. Love is the essential existential fact. It is our ultimate reality and our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of it, to experience it in ourselves and in others, in the meaning of life, is the meaning of life. Love is who we are, and love is what we're here for. Nothing else is real. Nothing else matters. We experience love as kindness, giving, mercy, compassion, peace, joy, acceptance, non-judgment, and intimacy. Excuse me. She continues, what is fear? It is our world of darkness, our shared lovelessness, our individual and collective hell. When fear is expressed, we recognize it as abuse, anger, disease, pain, greed, addiction, selfishness, obsession, corruption, violence, and war. But love cannot be destroyed. It can only be covered over. The world we knew as children is still buried in our minds, and I would add, in our hearts. The truth does not stop being the truth just because we stop looking at it. Love just became clouded over or surrounded by mental mists. That's what a miracle is, a parting of those mists. A decision to see love where we had seen fear before. It's a shift in perception. It's a return to love. All right. Let's take a minute and pull some of that apart. A little bit. That was a lot. Oh, thank you. Got a frog. Started to cry. Then I got a frog.
It's okay, it's springtime, there's a lot of frogs out there.
There are a lot of frogs out there. My yard's full of them.
Could I start by saying something?
Yes.
I know you hate this when someone interrupts you.
I don't need it.
The beginning. Anyway, I wanted to, I had read that same thing online that you had read about the cowardice of ministers. And I thought about that and I wondered if you had read it, and obviously you had, and I wanted to applaud you for your response to that and how you have turned that around and made it so positive and loving, and that's what it needed to be. So I thank you for that.
I'm going to send my response as well to you.
Thank you.
as well.
I was going to suggest
Yes.
that.
Good idea.
Yeah. I love the guy. I really do. I love his work. He is called, in his ministry, he's called to be one of those voices. He is online. He's calling out everybody, including masters. And I do agree that there are times that people do hide, and from fear of people leaving and all of that, but that's not my motivation. Yes, someone might be upset, and yes, they might leave. My motivation is not that. It's that we come here to remember who we are so that we can go back out into the week, out into the world as love in action. I don't, for one, need another place to be reminded of the chaos in the world right now. Chris.
It also reminds me of one of my favorite Ernest Holmes quotes. Show me people who are for something and against nothing. Now, don't tell me what you're against. Don't tell me what's not working. Tell me what your solution is.
Right. Yeah.
And the solution is love.
Solution is love. As Jason said in the last service, the answer is always love.
Yeah.
That's it.
I watched a David Brooks video last night, and he referred to it as defiant humanism.
Yes.
And we'll love you no matter what you think about it.
Right. So there.
Get over it.
Get over it. All right, so let's look at the first couple of sentences of that rather lengthy quotation. And listen for, do you agree with this or not? She says, we had a natural tendency at birth to focus on love. Our imaginations were flourishing and we knew how to use them. We were connected to a world much richer than the one we connect to now, a world full of enchantment and a sense of the miraculous. What do you think about that?
I want to get to know my inner child.
Right? Get to know that inner child.
True.
Definitely.
You know, if you want to see some reminder of that, they're in the other room.
Right?
Yeah. They have a lot of things that naturally I've been around a lot of children, so you take in the data, they believe what they believe.
Right.
Purely, wholeheartedly, and it's not until one of us says, no honey, that's not true. Do they cease to believe what they believe?
Yes.
And even when they're just little and as they grow, the natural affectionate way that children have, and how they see everyone as being safe, and you know, and believing that they can go to Kathy's house and lay her eggs because she doesn't have any chickens. That was so cute. She was so serious about, we had to get her to Kathy's house. Kathy needs her. No one needed to tell that child she was not actually a chicken. She believed that she could change her situation, that she had no eggs and magically it could take place. And it's not until one of us alters their universe that they shift from that. And then we let it go because we're told to grow up.
Yeah.
Get your head out of the clouds. Get your
Right.
feet on the ground. It's time to be responsible.
Yeah.
Why do any of those adulting things mean we have to let go of that childlike love and innocence?
Right.
I
And
don't-
magic.
I don't think that that's a natural way.
Yeah. Why can't we walk with our heads in the clouds and our feet on the ground? It's gonna get tall.
Stretch.
Imagination.
Stretch it out.
Maintain that imagination.
I think that would be interesting.
Chris?
Another thing that occurred to me with that first part of that reading is when babies are born, they don't have language.
Right.
And it's in the acquisition of language that that limitation happens because words are defined. In other words, they're de-infinitized.
Right.
You know, if everything is possible, you know, when you start getting language, then things that you thought were possible no longer become possible. Or you're convinced they're no longer possible. So I think that's part of that wide openness.
Mm-hmm.
And then the language, the socialization just starts covering us over.
So what kinds of things did you, oh, go ahead, and then we'll go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I agree that we are born that way, but sometimes the change starts pretty early.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, though, that one of the things about becoming an adult, and I've been asked, what did you want to be when you were a child? And my response is, an adult. But one of the things
Why?
about doing that is because then I have the freedom and the choice to turn back to that. It might take me some time, but I still have that. Yeah. But it's still a journey that I am free to make.
Yes, that's true.
That's why I wanted to be an adult.
All right. And sometimes it starts really, really early. I mean, a baby whose needs are not met appropriately begins immediately not to trust the world. I was told when I had my son, put him on a feeding schedule. I'm like, what? A feeding schedule? He'll
And
tell me
don't
when
feed
he's
them
hungry.
this
He
and
goes,
don't feed them that.
you know?
Let's see, a dog?
Yeah, so it can start really, really early. David?
Yeah, for me, it started very early. The doctor held me upside down by my feet and slapped my ass. I was paranoid right off the bat. We don't like this.
Yeah. So what do we learn as we grow up? What are some of the things that you learned as you grew up?
That you can't trust adults.
That you can't trust adults.
They're dangerous.
You wanted to
Not
be one,
allowed.
he couldn't trust them.
I was not allowed to show anger.
Oh, anger is
Yeah,
unacceptable.
not acceptable to be angry
Yeah.
at the dog.
Sorry you're a human, but you can't be angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kids are mean.
Some kids are
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, which can transform into some people are mean later on, right?
I was too stupid to think for myself, so someone else had to tell me how to do it.
Too stupid to think for myself. Someone else will tell me how to do it.
Hang on to that.
Wow. These are some hard things to grow up learning and then believing about ourselves.
That one goes a long way. I mean, all the way into college.
Right?
early college, they don't care what you're thinking. They want to know if you know what was said in that textbook. And
Right.
You can
Yeah.
regurgitate that.
Right.
So you're taught at a young adult age, we don't
Yes.
care what you think.
Yeah, it's true.
Measuring up in school, because you're given these grades and, you know, they
Right.
base it on whatever their criteria are. And if you don't happen to either think that way or be that way,
Right.
your grades don't reflect who and what you really do know.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
you have this idea that, well, maybe you're stupid, not
Yeah.
enough.
Trying to measure up in schools, the system set up the way it has been, which, by the way, is an ideal learning environment for roughly 15 to 20% of the children that go through. The rest have different learning styles. So 80 to 85% of our kids come away feeling stupid just because they have a different learning style than what's being presented in a classroom. Yeah. April?
I learned two very fun lessons in childhood. One, if I did not find a way to take care of myself, no one would take care of me. Two, who I naturally was not someone who was deserving of love or who would receive it unless they changed into someone else.
Powerful lessons to have to unlearn down the road. So are any of these things true? Any of these lessons we learned about ourselves, are they true?
No.
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 Because we didn't.
No. No.
Because we did not learn them from ourselves.
Right. We didn't learn them from ourselves. In the reading that I read, her last couple of sentences say, the truth does not stop being the truth just because we stop looking at it, or just because we're taught something else. The truth of who we are remains the truth of who we are. It gets covered over, and covered over. We are still love taken form. We are still filled with infinite possibility. She said, love just became clouded over, surrounded by mental mists. That's what a miracle is, a parting of those mists. A decision to see love where we had seen fear before. I like that definition of a miracle. It's a shift in perception. It's a return to love. It's not that miracles aren't happening. Everything's a miracle. I mean, you can live as if nothing's a miracle or everything's a miracle. But miracles are just things that happen that we don't see. And our shift in perception allows us to see them for the miracles that they are.
Allows it to become more aware.
Yeah, allows us to
Aware
become
of
more aware.
The miracles are
Absolutely.
there.
So how does returning to a place of love open the way for miracles?
It opens your heart and your eyes.
Okay, it opens your heart and your eyes. Bless you.
A return to love is a return to beliefs
Okay,
in things that you lost belief in before.
okay,
So magic can happen.
all right. So it's a return to beliefs in magic unfolding, in the miraculous.
And maybe it's just you return to love and you can see what was there all along.
Right, yeah,
I think that's the issue, is seeing what was there all along.
right.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice, Chris?
We talked about the magical world of the young child kind of closing down
Yeah.
when that's not true, honey. But so much of our life is a big no, but love is the ultimate yes.
Yes.
So when you center yourself in love, then you're saying yes to the miracle.
Right,
Yes, I'm open to see this now.
yeah. So you're opening yourself up to see. Different language all around the room for that basic idea, to see what's already right before us. Because we're clouded over by all of the things we're taught. David?
What Be a reference like to quantum theory, that you can either look at it as a negative or as a positive, and both are possible.
Yeah, all things are possible. Yeah, absolutely. So a return to love, what does it mean to return?
You started there.
Okay, to go back, change direction, or return.
To remember.
To remember, to return, to turn again, away from one thing toward another. Would you say that one name for God is love? Do some believe that those things are interchangeable?
Yes.
So then, is a return to love really a return to spirit?
Yes.
To the great mystery, whatever name you give it?
I don't think you can return, I think you can just awaken to what is already there.
Yes, it's your awareness that's returning,
Right.
because love never left,
Right.
spirit never left. But your awareness is returning. You bring it, or for me anyway, I bring it back over and over and over again.
So just be in love. Just be in love.
Just be in love, yeah. When do we most often turn to our inner guidance, to our higher power?
When we're in trouble.
When we're in trouble.
Nothing else works.
Yeah. Yes, when we're in trouble,
In
when
deep
nothing
pain.
else works.
In deep pain.
When we're in deep pain. Why does it take that?
Because until we're really miserable, we're still thinking that, oh, I can handle it.
Yeah. Do it.
Yes,
I'm-
stuck in that ego.
I'm in control.
I'm in control here.
Right.
I know what to do. Yeah.
Until you don't.
Until you don't. Yeah. Another short passage from the same book. She says, a certain amount of desperation is usually necessary before we turn to God. Now, I've come to believe that it doesn't have to be that way,
Right.
but it tends to be. When we finally discover that, of myself, I am nothing. Until this happens, we continue to try all of our old tricks that never did work, but that you keep thinking might work this time. Once you've had enough and you can't do it anymore, you consider the possibility that there might be a better way. That's when your head cracks open and God comes in. These are her words. Until your knees finally hit the floor, you are just playing at life. And at some level, you're scared because you know you're just playing. The moment of surrender is not when life is over, it's when life really begins. How ironic. You spend your whole life resisting the notion that someone is out there who's smarter than you are, and then all of a sudden, you're so relieved to know it's true. All of a sudden, you're not too proud to ask for help. That's what it means to surrender to God. In her words. There's that word again. God, it feels like almost every week surrender comes up. And that word can be really challenging for some people. And it can be one of the most peaceful, restful states for others. So first of all, what do you think what do you think about what she had to say about the desperation and any of that? Any thoughts? Chris?
Again, from that video last night, David Brooks is a reporter, and he said, when I asked people what brought on this, a life-changing major breakthrough in their lives, he says, they never answer, oh, I went on this fabulous trip to Hawaii.
Right.
Says, no, everything hit the fan and everything had broken down, and they had to rebuild from the ground up. So that's, I think that's what she's
Yeah,
talking about.
that's what
there.
she's talking about, yeah. So, all the great spiritual masters teach and taught about the need to surrender to something greater than ourselves. How might we become more comfortable with the idea of surrender if we're not already comfortable with it? Thoughts or
Practicing it.
practicing it, like anything else. Practice. Maybe redefining it. What does it mean to you? Get clear with what that means.
I was thinking something similar to that, because I like to use words like allowing, which sounds more discovering what's already there for me to be able to come in.
Okay, so allowing. Yeah, giving new language. If one word bothers you, give it some new language.
Maybe practicing being in the present moment without deciding how it should be, letting go of our control to make it something it's not.
Right. So being in full acceptance in the present moment of what is, with no judgment.
Without our story.
Without our story. Oh, David and Anderson.
Well, it kind of feels like it means surrender means letting go of your resistance.
Letting go of your resistance, yeah.
And embracing what's coming.
Yeah. When you let go of resistance, what happens? You relax. You open up.
That was kind of mine too, to just let go of everything and maybe allow your vision to shift just a little bit. Because that was the kaleidoscope from last week. If you allow your vision to shift just a little bit, there's a whole different picture there.
Right. Yeah, just one little shift in perception can make all the difference. Very true. All right, I'm going to be sharing one more passage before we wrap up. Not a real long one. Depending on God is depending on love. God is the love within us. Whether we live with and from love is entirely up to us. When we choose to love or allow our minds and hearts to be one with God, our life is wonderful. When we turn away from love, the pain sets in. When we think with love, then life is peaceful. That's the meaning of heaven. When we think without love, life gets painful. That's the meaning of hell. Surrender to God means surrender to love. To surrender to God is just to let go and love. By affirming that love is our priority in any situation, we actualize the power of God. We literally use our minds to co-create with God. Through a mental decision, a conscious recognition of love's importance, and our willingness to experience it, by doing that, we call on a higher power. We set aside our normal habit patterns and allow them to be superseded by a different, gentler mode of perception. That's what it means to let a power greater than we are direct our lives. That's her view. So what jumped out to me is by affirming that love is our priority in any situation, I'd say every situation, we actualize the power of God. What do you think about that?
You know, I agree with what you were saying this morning. There's so much going on, and you know I'm big on energy and frequency and vibration. And you know, we were just talking about they can show scans of your bioelectric activity when you're in different emotions. Okay, so that's science. You have someone who's in a state of anger and rage, that electric signal doesn't actually know any emotion.
Right.
Okay? Someone who's on this side of the fence, vibrating at that frequency, is the same as someone who's on this side of the fence, vibrating at the same frequency for different reasons with different intentions and emotions. But the
Right.
signature knows no difference.
Right.
What you're standing behind. And so long as you have that large signature in your space, your cells will actually entrain with it, and they will
Right.
start to pick it up and move with it. And now you're angry too. That's that funk in the room. That funk in the room is actually receptors on your cells picking up a larger vibration. So if we all go there,
Right.
regardless of why, then we are holding and spreading out that frequency on our planet.
Right.
Hey,
And there has to be those of us who stand in another space.
Yes.
You know, lately I've been doing a lot of sound healing work and a lot of stuff on groups who are in a space where they are very pissed off.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is that those of us who have a different point of view or that have complementary healing modalities that we can use to help, that is our responsibility.
Right.
We cannot allow this thing to just go planet-wide, right?
Yeah.
But this week I had a realization that there's another group of people on the planet. So I was being me, unloading a lady at the doctor's office from my boss, right? She's one of my favorite ladies, and we're joking, and down she goes, and she gives me a little hug, and I walk over, and I open the door like I always do, and in she goes. And there's this lady sitting in her car, and she's staring at me with this odd blank look on her face, and I'm like, what's this lady staring at, right? Because we get yelled at a lot for parking the way we do. You're blocking my car, right? So I'm walking back, and she's watching me, and she goes, excuse me, can I say something to you? So right away I'm like, sure, what do you got to say? What's up? Do you want me to move your car for you? You can't drive. Like, I'm already ready, right? So I walk over and I say, yeah, how can I help you? And she goes, thank you for being you. She says, I needed to see that today. I needed to see that there is still love and compassion in this world because I am so depressed and I have been just giving up hope.
Yeah.
So thank you for the reminder. Now that has nothing to do with
Hey.
me, other than every single day I am who I am in the world by choice.
Right.
That has to do with there is a whole other group, and I've come across a lot of them
Yes.
who are giving up,
Right.
who are depressed, who are sad, who just see all this muck in the world and think that that's all that's left. And we need to be who we are in the world with love, because there are people who not only need to catch that from us vibrationally, but who need to be reminded that it still exists.
It's still here.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
It hasn't gone anywhere. Thank you for that.
yes.
Yes.
We are always examples for other people.
That's right.
And
No
that's
matter
our
what we
gift.
do or where we go or how we're feeling, we're always examples.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
examples or bad examples.
That's
Exactly.
Be the change you wish to see.
There you go.
And I feel very strongly that when we come in here and we come together, that we stay grounded in that truth, in that love, in that beauty, in that joy that does still exist, in the compassion that still lives through us. It just makes no sense at all to me to think that we would come together and go to that other place. Why would we do that? It's not helpful.
And it's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
Right.
It's not helpful to helping us stay grounded in the compassion, in the love that we are, so that we can go out into the world and be that.
We're gonna have feelings.
Right.
And that's perfectly fine.
Sure.
Sometimes we get, kind of angry for someone else, or we can have all these different places, but we cannot allow ourselves to stay there.
Right.
I think that's
Yeah.
a very important reminder. Feel your feelings.
Sure.
Feel the way it feels. Let that process out, and then return
Right.
back to a different state.
A return to love.
And that's what's meant to happen, that flow.
Right. Yeah. It's normal and natural for human beings to have all kinds of emotions. But it's also our native state to return to the love that we are.
So this feels like a, kind of like driving my electric car around and I pull into a recharge station to power it up. Maybe that's what this is. It's a big
Yes.
recharge station for
Right.
getting positively vibes and going
Yeah.
out with that energy.
Yes.
Long run to run,
What would happen to the energy in our space even if we brought that other stuff in to our conversations and to our, people walk in here all the time and they say, I walk in and I just go, I can relax. It feels so good here.
You know what's funny? I come in here all the time.
Yeah.
Right? I use the bathroom here like at least 3 times a day. There's no one in here.
Uh-huh.
And it's totally dark, and it's just me, and it remains.
Yeah.
It's still in here.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I refuse to mess that up. So whatever people think about what we're doing, too bad.
Sometimes I just sit right here.
So are you peeing or praying?
But sometimes when you got it, you do the other.
Well, I try not to look at the news, but I just peek once in a while, all the negativity going on in Washington. And I've never been to Washington, and now I don't think I ever want to go.
Want to go to Washington?
But I'd rather come here than go to that Oval Office. Because I feel a better feeling here than what's going on in that Oval Office.
Well, I certainly hope so.
I'm crazy. It's crazy, this negativity.
Yeah.
Are you saying this is the people's house?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we're gonna wrap up, but is there anything else that wants to be spoken before we wrap up for today? I do want to thank you again for listening to what I needed to say, to what I needed to speak. I was really taken by that piece of writing.
Well, I still feel that at some point that this might require my body's involvement
Of
in
course.
what's going on.
Yeah.
If I peacefully protest or
Yes.
lovingly sit somewhere and share love, then that's what it takes, because I'm feeling very strongly that we do have so much power.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't know how to express it or
So
get out.
we had an opportunity just this last week to not spend any money for an entire day, to not support anything but super micro local businesses, no box stores, no gasoline, no online, no Amazon. We had an opportunity to do just that with our actions, and some of us took that opportunity.
And there will be more of those.
There will be. There's another one planned for April. There is a peaceful sit-in front of City Hall this Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Anyone should be interested in that. I have access to things like that that are going on, and if you are interested, if you're someone, like I could set up an email group of just those who are, and send those out to you when I get them, There are lots of things we can do, but even individually, just in our own lives. Voting with your dollars is a very, very powerful way to take part, to protest what you don't want to see, and to support what you do want to see. Very simple thing to do. Just have to put down some preferences and maybe shift your way of doing and being to be a little different, Sure.
I tried to do that Friday, but I had to have my hair done.
See, these are the things I'm
That's
talking about.
Well,
I
did you
mean-
have it done in a box store?
Right, was it a small local business that did it?
Right.
All right.
Local businesses and churches are exempt.
All right, so I'm going to close with a simple prayer. Partially the one I spoke at Taizé, but I fleshed it out a little more here. So let's settle ourselves once again in the loving presence of the one source by whatever name. I sense and know my oneness with that presence. I am, each one of us here is love embodied. Love is my inherent nature. It's who and what I am. It is why I'm here. My thoughts, words, and actions reflect and express only love. In this holy moment, I return to love. And as I move through my week, I return again and again and again, as many times as necessary, to love. I give thanks for this time with chosen family. I give thanks for the shared wisdom and support offered by each one of us. I give thanks for the food that we share each week. Just as the food nourishes our bodies, I know that the time together feeds our souls. Thank you, Great Spirit, for these many blessings. I celebrate and rejoice in the love that fills me to overflowing, always available, freely given. And I release that love into the world, serving as a willing conduit for divine love. I am grateful that as I release this prayer, it is fulfilled, wholeness is restored, I am at peace. And so we affirm this is so. As together we say, and so it is. Amen. Aho. Well, thank you all for being here today. It's good to be back. Good to be back. I invite you to join in the celebration of the work that we're doing in the world by sharing of your financial goods, should you choose to. If you're at home, you can use the Mystic Heart website, mysticheart.org, and you'll find a donate button. You'll find a mailing address. Knowing that we're an independent, self-supporting organization, and your financial gifts are what make it possible for us to have our space with its positive vibes that we can come into anytime we need a shift. If you got a key, that is. We acknowledge and give thanks for the infinite abundance of spirit and how it flows through your hands and hearts. Bye, Jerry. Coming back for lunch?
No, I have some stuff I have to
Okay.
do, but I'll see you next weekend.
See you next weekend.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's what you get for trying to sneak out of service.
I know. Hi, Jerry. So as you give, so it is done unto you. I discovered another new person this week, so I hope you enjoy Every Mountain by Benja. I love.
In the morning when I wake up, I give thanks to my Savior. New day, new favor. Whoa, yeah. Free your mind out in nature. High vibe feeling major. Take your time just to savor. Whoa, yeah. And I don't wanna go if you're not beside me. I need to know that you hear my prayer. I don't wanna go without your guidance, no. And I don't wanna go without your blessing. I need to know that you hear my prayer. You take the load, for you it ain't heavy. We will climb every hill, every mountain top, 'cause we're done living down in the valley. We will rise to the top, and we won't fall down, 'cause we know what it's like in the valley. knowing that the journey was better than the top? Would you keep climbing? What if you knew that a season was coming to an end? Would you be more present? What if you knew every blessing would require a lot? Would you want more blessings? What if you got all your dreams but it wasn't enough? Would you be more grateful? And I don't wanna go if you're not beside me. I need to know that you hear my prayer. I don't wanna go without your guidance. No, and I don't wanna go without your blessing. I need to know that you hear my prayer. You take the load, for you it ain't heavy. We will climb every hill, every mountain top, 'cause we're done living down in the valley. We will rise to the top and we won't fall down, 'cause we know what it's like in the valley.
I want to go wherever he is.
Yeah, me too.
No.
I was thinking.
You say Hawaii? Yeah.
Those lyrics are beautiful. Knowing that your gifts are from the heart to our mystic heart, coming into our community and doing great works in the world. I know that it is a blessing and that we are already blessed. I affirm and release this prayer together by saying, and so it is. Amen. And please stand for our closing song, Love Be With You.
Got a tune.
All together, hand in hand, we see the light, we take a stand, and we are changing. A whole new life for you and me. Take your past and set it free, and share this blessing. Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, make it flow through you, let joy renew you until we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, 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 love be with you until we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Now breathe in. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Now breathe in. Love be with you.
We love you, Ilana and Kainoa. Have a beautiful day. Join us for lunch if you'd like.